Well folks, it's time for the 2020 Archives and Outtakes montage. And I will say for this video, there ain't a lot of archives and there ain't a lot of montage, because I didn't do much for filming this year for YouTube and repair and startup videos, since I was pretty swamped with work and kind of focusing on the business. So I wasn't going to mention this again those of you who watched the last video, because I made fun of myself for it all the time. But being that this is the end of the year video, a little bit late, I am going to mention it again. So work has been very steady so far throughout the winter. You know, it's only middle of January right now. As you can see behind me, there's a 20G Gravely on the table that's getting all new tires and a bunch of service work. So I'm going to be working late on that tonight. And I'm currently booked out until about middle to end of February with work here and work that's scheduled to come in. So that's going fairly well so far. As for the property search, I have not found anything yet. Had a couple of leads on stuff before the winter time. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get a hold of the towns. People weren't calling back. Zoning boards weren't calling back. So I just left it and said the heck with it. And I'm going to keep looking. So now I'm down here in Massachusetts. I'm starting to seriously look up into New Hampshire and see what's available up there. I really would like to get out of Massachusetts. So I'm focusing in Hillsborough County, New Hampshire. I was thinking about moving there after high school and sort of forgot about it and thought about it a couple more times, you know, as the years went. And then I really seriously started looking. And for what you can get up there for the money, I can actually find a house with acreage and in some cases a building that I can work out of too, or even a garage. Versus down here, you end up just finding all raw land for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So hopefully something turns up there. So if any of you are from New Hampshire and you know of anything up there for sale, you know, please get a hold of me. You can either find a way through YouTube, or the number is on my service truck too that you can reach me at. So with that, I'm going to try to keep this brief. I did a quick count of everything around here yesterday for tractors and trucks, and just because I was curious to know how much I haven't counted everything for quite some time now. So for running and driving tractors, I have 45 of them. All that's garden tractors, Kubota, four-wheel drive, Gravely, everything. Parts tractors, everything from a frame and a carcass all the way up to stuff with engines in them that's junk and never gonna run again. There's 25. I have 19 running and operational Graveleys and 15 parts Graveleys. So I've definitely gone down on the Gravely numbers. I used to have well over 40 here, probably over 45 at one point, and kind of glad I sold them all off. And trucks, I have 8 of them now. So I ended up buying, and you'll see it here in the archive video, I did a little startup on it. I had found a 78 Chevy K5 Blazer thanks to a friend of mine, and he referred me to a junkyard a couple towns over. They weren't going to crush it, but they were saving it for someone to buy it. And it doesn't have a lot of the bad Blazer rot that a lot of them have inside the door jambs, down on the sides. The floors are rotted but still there, you know, the typical square nose GM truck stuff all on the bottoms of the rockers and the doors and stuff, but it's workable. Has a solid frame, 305 V8. I think it's an NP transmission, and I just forgot the name of it, that the 4 something number. Anyways, I don't know if it has the same transmission as my parts K20 does, the 205 transfer case. The clutch is completely shot. You can let it out and shift through all the gears while it's running, so hopefully nothing is busted inside, but I do have an extra drivetrain. So it's going to be a project for a later date. I'm debating whether I want to build it in the driveway here next year, or just wait until I find a place and formally restore it in a garage after the 64 GMC is done. That's 305 V6 I'm still looking at here. So just to go down the line of trucks right now, I have my 88 1-ton, the 77 GMC K25, the 61 GMC 5000, the 64 GMC 3/4 ton four-wheel drive truck that I started to restore years ago, some of you might remember, the 86 GMC X fire truck that was going to be the service truck before the 79 Chevy C30 blue truck came along, the 78 Chevy Blazer, and the 73 Chevy K20 parts truck. And those are all spread between 4 different houses in 2 different towns. I got a lot of stuff, folks, so I definitely need that property. But anyways, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. It's not all that much. I do have some bluegrass picking in here for those of you who have asked of it over the years, and I also took a video of me singing and playing guitar too. Not to get above my raisin, it was more so just because I know a lot of you enjoy the country and the bluegrass music, and I figured I'd try my voice at singing and see how it goes. kind of have been with one of the bluegrass groups I play in, but I haven't formally actually put anything into a video yet. So anyways, see what y'all think. Hope you enjoy it, and until the next time, there you have it, folks. Boy, I think that's in need of a rebuild now, don't you, folks? Folks. Guess we're gonna have to get ourselves a better battery. Yeah, don't get no better, folks. An old Chevy square body and a little bit of Buck Owens cooking out of the radio. Well, folks, I was planning on doing an overview video on the service truck here, but unfortunately we got a pretty good sized storm coming tonight into tomorrow that's going to be dropping at least a foot of snow here in New England. So I figured it's time to park the service truck for the winter time. So I brought it over here to my uncle's where the 61 sits for most of the year. And I'm going to be done with this for the year, and I'll just reschedule everything come springtime, because I'm not going to be working out throughout the winter on equipment and whatnot. But I figured I'd just do a quick walk around for you guys, that way you can see it here in the archive video. And then come spring, with any luck, I'll be able to get a formal overview video up on it and go through all the cabinets and all that good stuff. It's definitely been a very good truck since I've owned it. I'm definitely looking forward to running it next year. And it's just been an awesome running truck. Unfortunately, as you can see, the salt and calcium is starting to get onto it.
Just off the road leading into the town is where Dusty lived, down by the tracks, where every train speeding by raised the dust from the ground by her family shack. She could have been any rich man's queen, she was pretty enough, that's a fact. I still don't know why, but for some reason I was the reason she never looked back. Oh, Dusty, just one more time, let me trust in your heart like you trusted mine. My morning road leading off in the dew always leads back to you. Not every tale has such a happy ending. Days whistle by like a train, but just the thoughts of my dust is befriending, is shelter enough from the rain. Someday I'll find her place by the river, far from this dusty old town. That's where her bare feet will never be dusty again when the sun. Alright, well, I was doing pretty good for a while.
about 30 garden tractors between Sears, Simplicity, and something else. We are going to be starting this update video over again, that's for darn sure. 3 months, folks. You get out of practice not doing a video for a while. With that, I don't remember where I was going because I just lost my train of thought. Alright folks, we're going to be using the first cut here. Alright, take number 3 folks, that's a 2. Boy, I tell you what, little chalk markings on the frame. I'm telling you folks, that dang phone. Alright, I guess I have to get that. Someday I'll find her. Let's try that one again. This is how, just cut it. This is what happens when you try to film a song too many times. On the upside though, let's see where I was going with this. The I hate doing that. Reasons why Jake became a good kisser. Man, I'm telling you, this year there's not a lot of whole outtakes, and there's not a lot of, we're making some outtakes right now. Alright, we're gonna start this one over again. Let's do this one again. 8:45 at night, 8:30 or so. Now I gotta do this again. That's been a trending theme with all these videos, folks.